Hey everyone, welcome to another video about the Latin accusative case. See here a ball headed towards a window. Keep that in mind, that's important. This is from the Vulgate course by William Dodds. This is number 111 and 112. Remember the ball? I told you that was important, so I've already got the preposition marked. Okay, let's analyze this and then we'll talk about the accusative. The ball, subject of the sentence, nominative case, is doing what? It is flying. Flying is the main verb. Is a helping verb. And it's flying into, preposition into what object of the preposition? The window. Now, into the window goes into the accusative case. Why? Because the ball is headed toward the window. When an object is headed toward something else, it's accusative. Alright? And the object itself that's about to get smacked will go into the accusative case. We'll come back to that in just a minute. Let's finish diagramming this, and then we'll come back to that in just a minute. This is an article adjective, so we can just toss those. Alright, when you diagram this, we have ball is flying. Where is it flying? Into window. Now, since we're diagramming in English, we'll add the article adjectives in. Ball is flying into the window. The ball is flying into the window. Okay, now in Latin. Pila, the ball. Volat, often in Latin you do not need a helping verb. Latin relies far less on helping verbs than English does. Pila volat. Okay, so how do we translate into? The preposition in, sorry about that, in Latin, the preposition in can be translated three ways. It can mean in, it can mean on, and it can mean into. When it's in or on, it's followed by the ablative. So if the ball is on the table, in mensa. If the ball is on the chair, in sella. But if the ball is on the way to an object, like the window or the chair, then it's in plus the accusative. Alright, so if the ball is flying into the window, we would say pila volat in, finestra is window, and then we would change this to the accusative. Pila volat in fenestram. If the ball is flying to the table, pila volat in, into the table, right? It's about to hit the table. In mensam. If the ball is flying toward the chair, pila volat in sellam. If you've thrown a ball at a pirate, pila volat in piratam. He probably deserved it. Okay. So, if a subject is headed toward something, the object it is headed toward is in the accusative case. Alright? When you're talking about cities, the city is in the accusative case, or the location is in the accusative case, usually without a preposition. We go to Jerusalem. We, subject pronoun, nominative case. What are we doing? We are going. We're going where? We're going up. We're going up to Jerusalem. To is the preposition. Jerusalem is the object of the preposition. And since this is a city that we are headed toward, it goes in the accusative case without a preposition. Now, if we were to diagram this, of course, we'd keep it. We go. Where are we going? We're going up. We're going up where? To Jerusalem. Alright, but in Latin it would go directly into the accusative case. Let's review this. We've talked about this before. Pretend that's Jerusalem. Looks just like it, I know. If you're on your way to Jerusalem, accusative case. If you're in Jerusalem, genitive case. If you're leaving Jerusalem, ablative case. And this goes for all cities and locations. Alright, let's get rid of all that. And let's translate this into Latin. We go. The verb I go in Latin is io. We go then would be imus. But that's classical Latin, and the New Testament writers will often use a different verb form for go. Vado is I go in late Latin. So vadimus would be we go, but we still don't have the up part. So pretend that, or think of Jerusalem as being on a hill. We don't have to pretend that it's on a hill. It is on a hill. So we're really kind of climbing up to Jerusalem, right? So then we'll use the verb ascendo. Ascendo. That means I climb up, or I go up. We're going to get rid of that O and change it to mus. Ascendimos. Ascendimos. So now we have we go up. We've got that whole phrase right there in one word. So all we need now is Jerusalem. Remember, this is a location, so we don't need the preposition. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-word sentence is going to become a 2-word sentence in Latin. Latin often is much more concise than English. Okay, we go up to Jerusalem. That would be ascendemos. There's multiple ways to spell Jerusalem in Latin. I'm going to go with what William Dodds used. Hierosolimam. Hierosolimam. Ascendemos. Hierosolimam. Alright, what if we were going up to Rome? Well, ascendemos Romam. What if we were going up to London? Ascendemos Londinium. Londinium. I hope that's correct. What if we were going up to the town I live in, Franklin, Tennessee? I'm going to have to make this one up because there's no Latin version of it. We'll call it Franklina. Hopefully the people of my town won't have a problem with that. Okay, so we're going up to Franklin. We got to make this accusative. Ascendemos Franklinam. There we go. Okay, they're all accusative though, right? You're headed up to each of these locations. And remember, if you're on your way to a location, accusative. Alright, let's look at another sentence. Come home with me. We've got another location here. Alright, subject of the sentence. Actually, the subject of the sentence is you. We don't have a stated subject, so you just understand that in this command I'm saying to you, you come home with me. You subject, whoa, sorry about that. You subject, what in the world? Hang on a second, guys. You subject pronoun. Okay, now I'm getting tired of this. I keep hitting that dot or that button up in the top. I will avoid that one from now on. Okay, you, subject pronoun, nominative case. What are you going to do? You're going to come. Verb, where are you going to come? Home, that's an adverb. It tells us where you're going to come, and you're coming home with preposition with me. Object of the preposition with me in Latin is in the ablative case. Alright. So, good grief. Let's keep away from that button up there. You come. Where are you coming? Home. And who are you coming home with? With me. You come home with me. Okay, if I was talking to all of you, I would say venite. Everybody, come home with me. But I'm not going to do that. My house isn't big enough. So I'm going to change it to vini. That's a command to one person. Vini. Now, this is an adverb. Home is an adverb, right? But in Latin, because it's a location and we're on our way to it, remember, on your way to a location, accusative case. Since we're on our way to this location, we're going to change domus, which is house or home in Latin, to domum. You come home. That's a location. Accusative case. Vini domum. And then with me, mecum. Really cool way to say with me in Latin. The Romans kind of flip it around and they put me at the beginning and with at the end. I really like that. Mecum. Vini mecum. Come with me. Alright, one more. One more. And then we're done. She goes to the grave to weep there. This is from the New Testament. Christ has been crucified and buried, and his mother Mary is coming to weep over his dead body. So she goes to the grave to weep there. She's subject pronoun, nominative case. What's she doing? She's going. Verb, where's she going? She's going to. Preposition. To what? The grave. Object of the preposition. She's going to the grave. Why is she going there? What's her purpose? She's going to weep there. This whole thing is a dependent clause, right? We don't really need it. But, since it's there, we're going to diagram it. To weep is an infinitive, and it kind of completes the meaning of go. Why is she going? She's going to weep. And then there is an adverb. Alright? In English, when we diagram this, we would have she goes, where is she going? To the grave. And why is she going? Remember, this completes the meaning of goes. She's going. We put the infinitive, when an infinitive completes the meaning of the verb, we put it on this weird diagram right after the verb. She goes to the grave. And why? To weep there. She goes to the grave to weep there. Okay. Now, this to weep there is a dependent clause, and it's telling us why she's going to the grave. We've been over that. But in Latin, if you're on your way to do something, and then we have a dependent clause that tells why you're doing it, that why you're doing it part goes into the subjunctive. We haven't really talked about the subjunctive yet. If you've taken my course, Visual Latin, you probably know what the subjunctive is. If you've gone through other Latin courses, you may know what the subjunctive is. It's just a verb mood. And we'll talk about it here in just a second, just briefly, because we're going to talk about it more extensively in a future video. Okay, so let's take the main clause, though, first. She goes to the grave, okay? So, hang on a second. We could put ia for she. We don't have to, though. We only put that if we're emphasizing it. Ia. Now we could use it, which is the classical go. We've already talked about this before, but late Latin prefers, and Vulgate Latin prefers to use vadet, the verb vado, which means go. They both mean the same thing. It means go, vadet means goes. Ia vadet, she goes, ad monumentum. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. This is from the New Testament, and notice that the preposition is there even though we're on our way to a location. She's on her way to a location, so you have the accusative with no preposition, right? Not always. That was definitely the case in classical Latin, but in late Latin, the later Latin authors began to rely more and more on prepositions, and you see this in the modern Romance languages, the modern European languages that are derived from Latin. They rely far more heavily on prepositions than ancient Latin did. So you see the transition here. We're going from no preposition plus the accusative to preposition plus the accusative. And ad is one of those prepositions followed by the accusative anyway. Ia vadet ad monumentum. And why is she going there? Here's the dependent clause. Ut ploret ibi. She's going there to cry. So you know that ploret, you may know that ploret is usually plorat. Oops, plorat. But since this is subjunctive, the vowel changes. We'll talk more about that in a future video. Alright guys, this has gone on long enough. If you like this and want to see more like it, if you really want to learn Latin, subscribe to my channel. You can check out visuallatin.com. You can check out my blog, dwanethomas.com. Talking about Latin and languages all the time. See you guys around.